Welcome guys to the new episode of Online Courses app. In this episode, we are going to fix the issue related to phone OTP. Okay. In the beginning of this course, I have explained how you can add this mobile number, and we have added the manual OTP verification code, which was 123456 to continue the app. Okay. Now to get the OTP with real mobile number and in the physical device, you need to make some changes in the code. Okay. So basically it's very simple. All you have to do is you have to follow 3 steps and that's it. Okay. So before proceeding this, make sure you have enabled the app check. So if you don't find this option, go to build and you will find this app check. Okay. Go here and inside the apps, as we have enabled this, make sure you enable the packages. Here, if I click this, you will see the option play integrity, and the safety net option will now be deprecated, as you can see. So we do not need to configure this anymore. Only we have to enable the play integrity. Okay. So make sure you have done that. Okay. And for iOS, you can register this as well. And here you need to add the P8 private key file. So you will get that from app developer console. If you hover on this question mark, you will see this page, and inside this page, let me show you, all the Apple configurations related to private key will be given. So you can follow the steps and create, for example, first create and download a private key, and if you go to this documentation, you will get where you can find that into your Apple account. So in certificate identifiers and profiles, you will get the option to create the unique key, and from there you can create your key and add that key here. Okay. So that's all you have to do for Apple devices. That is done. Now for web devices, you have to do the same thing. Okay. We have enabled the reCAPTCHA. So if I click this, okay, you will get the API key. Now how you can get this API key, let me tell you that stuff. Okay. So for that, all you have to do is go to Google Cloud Console. Go to Google Cloud Console. Here I will log this in. Okay, from the top here you can search for reCAPTCHA. You will get this reCAPTCHA here. Make sure you have created the account on this Google Cloud for billing purposes and all that stuff. So here inside reCAPTCHA, okay, you will get the option here, create key. So I have created 2 keys for my online, for Android app and for web. So if I click this create key, you can add the name here. You can give it as reCAPTCHA for web. Okay, for web module, and here you can select the website, and in the domain list you need to add the domains. So first add this domain, okay, which is app.flutterflow.io, and make sure you remove the rest of the parts here. And also after clicking this done, for example, if I click this, now add a domain and also add the local host to run this in your local environment. So from here you can create the key. Similarly, for Android app also, you can add the Android package here. So what is the Android package? So to get that, go to Online Courses app. Inside settings, you will find the app details, and from here you will get this package name, and add this package name into the Google Cloud Console like this, and done this and create the key. Similarly for iOS app, you have to add the iOS bundle ID, and from here you have to add the .p8 file private key, which I have told you how you can create that. Okay, from here you can get the private key. You have to upload that and key identifier, and so here all the details are given for Apple devices. Currently I am on the Windows device, so I have the restriction to create these files. Okay, once that is done, all you have to do is copy that key. Okay, for example, for reCAPTCHA web, we will copy this key. If you want to see the details, go to key details here. Okay, and from here you can get this key and copy this key here. Okay, this will enable your reCAPTCHA verification. Okay, so these are the settings which you need to configure for play integrity and reCAPTCHA. Okay, so once that is done, we have to go go to course detail, go to invoice screen here. Okay, on the pay now button we have added the action, and here we have disabled this. You have to enable this. Okay, make sure this razor pay payment is enabled. Now let's download the code here. Okay, once you download the complete code, you have to open this in Visual Studio Code. Let me tell you one thing: minimize everything from here. Okay, minimize everything from here. Go to Android app. Okay, go to Android app, source, main, Kotlin. Okay, Kotlin, and here you will find main activity.kt. So this is a Kotlin file where you need to add this app Firebase app check to, so this will make sure your phone authentication will work fine. So you have to add this here, and also you have to import these two lines here. I will attach the file main activity.kt below this video so that you will be able to get the code easily. Okay, all you have to do is add this here, and the two packages which are required, that should be added here. Okay, so one setting that is you have to do, and inside this app module, okay, Android app, and you will find the build.gradle. There is also one other build.gradle, so that is the project level. Okay, we have to go to the app and build.gradle, and here you have to add these implementations. Okay, so these are the, this would be enabled by default. You have to add these three lines. Okay, I will also add these into the code below. So that's it, that's the setting you have to do, and this will basically add the app check play integrity module, these two lines which will enable the phone authentication smoothly. Okay, so these are the settings you have to do, and one more thing you need to configure is you have to add the key store. So for example, let me change the directory. Okay, cd dot dot. Okay, now here you can run the key store command, and let me show you where you can find this. I will attach the link of this developer.google.com. Here you will find this command. So from here you can find the Mac Linux key tool command to get the key store, and from there you will get your SHA1 and SHA256 that we have to configure inside Firebase. So go to Firebase, inside project settings. Okay, you will find this SHA certificate fingerprints. You have to add this here. Okay, so how do you get that? You have to run the command here. Okay, so this is the command which you have to run. Well, let's create one more terminal here, then it would be easy for us. So here if I run this command, let me explain you this clearly. This is important, otherwise your app will not take the OTP from phone number. So these are the steps which you need to follow. If you are doing this for the first time, this will look tricky, but it is very simple actually. You have to keep this command, and where you will find this users, let me show you that as well. So go to C drive. Okay, show you this. Go to C drive. Okay, from here you will find the users. Go to users, and here you will be find your user name. So I am in the HP user, so I have this, and inside the username you will get the Android, and you will find that there is this debug key store and debug key store, right? So these files should be there, otherwise this will not work. So C drive users HP, you have to replace this with the username you have. Okay, so whatever the username you have, replace this with that, and that's it. I have HP, I will add this, and if I enter, I will get my SHA1 and SHA256, and enter key store password. By default, in small case, the password is Android. Okay, so you have to enter that Android. Here, as you can see, you will find your SHA1 and SHA256 fingerprints. For security reasons, I will not be able to show you that key, but you will see clearly SHA1 and SHA256 there. So once you get that, okay, once you get that, as I have told you, go to Firebase here, project overview. Inside the settings, project settings, general tab, you have to add the SHA certificate fingerprints, both SHA1 and SHA256, and save it. Okay, once that is done, these are the settings you need to do. And also go to app check here, go to apps here, and for the Android, if I click this here, you will be able to see the SHA256 fingerprint. Add the 256 fingerprint which you have got from your code here. I hope I have covered every setting which is required to run the OTP, to get the OTP in physical device. Okay, let me revise the steps what we have done. You have to go to the Android folder, app folder, and inside source, main, Kotlin, and main activity.kt. Here you have to add this app check play integrity provider to check the captcha, and also these two imports. Okay, this was the first step. And inside app build.gradle, at the bottom of this, you will see the dependencies block. Here you have to add these three implementations. Okay, this is the second step. And the third step which we have done is we have run the command key tool. Okay, and we have replaced this folder name and got our key store, and by default the password is Android. You need to add inside the Firebase app check module. Okay, Android app, and inside play integrity you have to add the 256 fingerprint, and inside project overview, project settings, you have to add the SHA's fingerprint, both SHA1 and SHA256. You have to add both the fingerprints. Okay, so once that is done, let me delete this, and we will open the new terminal. Okay, now from here I will run the command ls, and here I have this folder. I will get this cd. I will write it manually, online courses app record. See, if you want to run the phone authentication properly, you have to follow these steps, because there is no other way around. We have to run this, and I have already explained how you can connect physical device into the Visual Studio Code. So let me revise you that step as well. You have to connect your phone with laptop using USB cable, and inside settings of your phone you have to search for USB debugging, enable that USB debugging, and you will get your device here. Okay, inside the list. And if you are using the Android Studio Code, okay, from there as well I have explained in the course in detail how you can connect your device. Okay, so I hope everything is clear now. I will attach the demo of running the OTP in physical device so that you will get a clear picture whether it is exactly working or not. Okay, guys, so that's it for today. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.